Alright guys, I'm finally back, this time with the battle report. I've been pretty lazy about putting this video up, and I had some technical difficulties as well. But no more excuses, let's get right into it. Alright, this is a battle report, 1,850 points between some Deathguard-themed Chaos Space Marines and my Blood Angels. The Death Guard had a Demon Prince with Wings, Mark of Nurgle, and Wind of Chaos. 6 Terminators with an Icon of Nurgle, a Chain Fist, 3 Combi Meltas, and a Heavy Flamer. 10 Plague Marines with a Melta Gun and Plasma Gun, a Champion with a Power Fist and Melta Bombs, and a Rhino. 10 more Plague Marines, same loadout but no Rhino. 10 Chaos Space Marines with an Icon of Nurgle, a Las Cannon, Champion with a Power Weapon, and they're in a Rhino. And a Land Raider for the 2nd Plague Marine Squad. And 5 Havocs with 4 missile launchers. The list I used was a Librarian, an Epistolary Librarian with Bloodlance and Unleash Rage, Sanguinary Guard with a Chapter Banner, an Infernus Pistol, and a Power Fist, 3 Sanguinary Priests, 2 of them have jump packs, 10 Assault Marines with 2 Melta Guns, a Sergeant with an Infernus Pistol and Power Weapon, and they're keeping their jump packs, 10 more Assault Marines with 2 Melta Guns, a Sergeant with an Infernus Pistol and Power Weapon, and they took a Land Raider Crusader with a Melta, and a Ball Predator with the Twin-Linked Assault Cannon and Heavy Bolt Responsons, and a Vindicator. So I played against my friend Thomas. The mission was Annihilation and the deployment was Pitch Battle, and the Blood Angels got the first turn. So here's a picture of the deployment. I pretty much tried to balance everything out and keep everything centralized just in case he decided to take a flank. With all the Blood Angels Rhino chassis vehicles being fast, I wasn't too worried about him setting up in a corner and not being able to get to him. And plus the Land Raider could move 12 inches a turn and use Power of the Machine Spirit to fire off an Assault Cannon or the Multi-Melta, so I wasn't too worried about it. Alright, in the first turn I sent everything forward and started shooting right away. The Ball Predator fired at the Rhino in front of it and scored a Crew Shaken and Weapon Destroyed result. And the Storm Raven moved up 6 inches and fired all 4 Bloodlance missiles at the Land Raider and destroyed it, making the Plague Marines hop out. Then it used Power of the Machine Spirit to fire its Assault Cannon at the Weapon Destroyed Rhino and ended up immobilizing that. My Land Raider fired at the other Rhino and shook it, and my Vindicator shot at the Defiler but missed. So overall it was a pretty good first turn. For the Plague Marine's first turn, the Defiler moved towards the Vindicator that moved up in front of it, and the Havocs rushed into the building to take firing positions. In the shooting phase, the Defiler fleeted 6 inches towards the Vindicator, and the Las Cannon in the Shaken Rhino fired at my Land Raider and got a Crew Shaken result. The immobilized Rhino repaired itself, which was slightly annoying, and the disembarked Plague Marines and the Havocs ran forward a little more. In the assault phase, the Defiler easily made it into assault with the Vindicator and ripped off the Demolisher Cannon, because for some reason I thought I needed to keep my Vindicator in assault range of the Defiler, because apparently that's a good idea. In my second turn, just like the first turn, I was real quick to move up and start shooting right away. The Land Raider scored a Crew Stun result against the top right Rhino, and the Sanguinary Guard tried to Melta the Defiler, but I ended up missing. The Assault Squad melted 3 Plague Marines in front of them, and the Ball and the Storm Raven unloaded on the Havocs, killing 3 out of 5, leaving 2 missile launchers left. Then the Storm Raven used its Power of the Machine Spirit to fire its Assault Cannon at the Weapon Destroyed Rhino at the top left and stunned it. And in the assault phase, the Sanguinary Guard tried to assault the Defiler using a Power Fist, but forgetting that the Defiler would go first, they failed and lost 4 out of 6 models, and they actually ended up doing nothing to the Defiler. On the other side of the table, the Assault Marines killed 2 Plague Marines and weren't wounded in return. For the Plague Marines turn 2, the Demon Prince came in from reserves near the Plague Marines in assault, but the Terminators that he had in reserves rolled a 3 and stayed behind another turn. In the shooting phase, the Demon Prince tried to get off a Wind of Chaos on the Storm Raven, but the Librarians, who's off there on the right, tried to nullify the power with the Psychic Hood and failed. So the Wind of Chaos went off and it ended up immobilizing the Storm Raven. The Havocs also joined in on the fun and fired their 2 missile launchers at the Storm Raven and blew off the Assault Cannon. The lone embarked Las Cannon fired at the Land Raider but rolled a 3 for penetration. In assault, the Defiler only killed the Sanguinary Guard guy holding the Chapter Banner, and in return got a close combat weapon blown off by the Power Fist. And the Plague Marines lost the Melta Gunner, but the Power Fist crushed an Assault Marine drawn combat. For my third turn, continuing with the swift moving and shooting, The Vindicator rammed the lone Rhino. I thought it was going to be a good idea with front armor 13 and moving really fast and all that, but it ended up doing nothing. I rolled like a 1 or 2 or something stupid. The Predator backed up to avoid the Demon Prince, and the Land Raider repositioned and disembarked an assault squad. Teamed up with a Librarian and a Sanguinary Priest, they shot the crap out of the Demon Prince and only put 1 wound on it. So I had the ball on the Storm Raven shoot it as well, and they put another 2 wounds on it. And Thomas was making all of the saves, so it was making everything a lot more difficult. An assault that a Defiler killed off the last of the Sanguinary Guard, and my assault squad rolled a 3 on difficult terrain to get down a level to charge the Demon Prince, and failed because it was actually 4 inches away. Against the dwindled Plague Marine unit, the Assault Marines drew with 1 kill on each side. In the Plague Marine third turn, the Terminators arrived this time, but they happened to mishap, and Thomas rolled a 5 to put him back into reserves. For movement, the Demon Prince positioned for a nicely placed Wind of Chaos, while the repaired Rhino moved forward and unloaded its troops. In the shooting phase, the Havocs destroyed the twin-linked assault cannon on the Ball Predator, and the Demon Prince suffered perils of the warp, failed its invulnerable save, and died. That was its last wound. So I was pretty happy about that. The disembarked Plague Marines fired a Melta at the Storm Raven, penetrated, and scored a vehicle explode result. So, in a twist of fate, now Thomas was all excited. This thing had been shooting at him all game, and he was getting pretty aggravated with it. And the Defiler rolled a hit with its 180-degree field of view battle cannon when firing at the Assault Marines atop the center hill. And fortunately for me, rolled 5 ones on the to-wound roll and only ended up killing 1 Assault Marine. In the Assault phase, the last Plague Marine ate it, and the Assault Squad consolidated 2 inches. For my 4th turn, well actually at this point my camera's battery was dying, and I think I missed the picture for my turn 4, so this is a picture for the whole turn, both Blood Angels and Plague Marines. So the Vindicator tried to ram the Defiler, and unfortunately rolled a 3 for its Strength 8 hit. And the Defiler did nothing in return. The Ball Predator backed up to get out of the Plague Marines' Melta and Plasma range, and everything else focused on those Plague Marines. They immediately went to ground, but ended up losing all but 2 models in my shooting phase. And in the assault phase, the Defiler whiffed against the flat-out moving Vindicator, and the Plague Marines were killed in hand-to-hand, while the Rhino that was also in the assault was just shaken. For the Plague Marines turn 4, the Terminators tried to come in again, and this time they used the icon off the Rhino in the top right, and it attempted to Melta the Land Raider on the hill, but failed. And the Defiler killed the Vindicator because I forgot to move it. So that was fantastic. There went another kill point. For my turn 5, the foot-slogging assault squad hopped back into the Land Raider, while it repositioned to face the Terminators. And the jump pack equipped assault squad hopped up into cover with the Havocs, losing a model from Dangerous Strain. And in the shooting phase, 1 Terminator died from mass DACA from the Land Raider, and 1 Havoc died from heavy bolter fire from the Ball Predator. In assault, the lone Havoc was killed, and the assault squad consolidated 2 inches. For the Plague Marine turn 5, at that point my camera actually died, so I started taking pictures with my cell phone, so sorry for the lower quality. But anyways, the Terminators moved up and attempted to dual combi Melta the Land Raider, and either missed or didn't score high enough on the penetration, and that ended Thomas's turn. And with a roll of 5, we moved on to turn 6. So for my turn 6, the Land Raider tried to move, but got immobilized. We decided that moving up or down those hills was difficult terrain, dangerous for vehicles. And the assault squad hopped out of cover where they were previously fighting the Havocs. They were going to position to shoot and assault the Rhino. In the shooting phase, the Terminators lost 2 models, and the Rhino in the top left was immobilized again. And in assault, all but 1 Terminator was slain, with the combat ending in a draw. In the Plague Marine turn 6, the Chaos Marines in the top right Rhino fired the last cannon at the Land Raider, but missed. And the battle cannon on the Defiler, which had been forgotten a couple of times, scattered off target, and also missed. And in assault, everyone either missed or saved, so nothing happened. And with a roll of 2, there was no turn 7, so that was the end of the game. The result was Blood Angels won with 7 kill points, Plague Marines ended up with 5 kill points, so it was a Blood Angels victory.